In the heart of the galaxy, the alien queen towered in her throne room, mandibles flared. News of a human had reached her, but that wasn't what fueled her rage. It was the grainy hollow footage her royal guards presented, trembling as they showed her two tiny alien princes, her heirs curled up on a human's chest like glowing kittens. Her enraged scream shook the very foundations of the Hive Palace, echoing through its grand chambers. In the royal nursery, nurses frantically searched empty cradles draped in bioluminescent silk. The princes were gone. Miles away, in a quiet human settlement, a man woke slowly. He blinked, confused, as he realized two adorable, glowing alien babies were napping peacefully on his chest. They purred in their sleep, their chitinous shells glowing gently against his shirt. He didn't know it, but back in the hive the queen had just slammed her claws into the floor, cracking the stone beneath her. A panicked envoy was already speeding toward the human colony aboard a sleek shuttle, while hive scouts rushed into the queen's chamber with holographic maps. The man, still tired, smiled and gently covered the tiny princes with a soft blanket. He had no idea that sharpened alien spears were rattling as soldiers prepared for a retrieval mission. A scout drone hovered silently above his home, scanning for royal energy signatures. The queen paced in fury, her tail lashing as attendants cowered behind pillars. One of the baby princes chirped, and the human, thinking it was hungry, offered it a small bottle. Meanwhile, alien commanders projected holographic battle plans over a glowing war table. The princes, however, had other ideas. They clung tightly to the human's shirt whenever he tried to move, hissing at the alien soldiers who cautiously surrounded the house. When the retrieval team finally burst into his living room, the tiny princes hid behind him. The queen watched the live footage, her eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and fury. Her heirs, her powerful offspring, were refusing to leave a human's arms. The man, confused but protective, shielded the tiny princes as aliens surrounded him with glowing spears. An alien medic scanned him, shocked to find the prince's vitals were more stable near the human than they had ever been in the royal nursery. The queen collapsed onto her throne, her rage mixing with utter confusion. A holographic broadcast showed the princes clinging to the human like ducklings. Her elite warriors stood uncertain as the princes hissed at them for even trying to approach. The human, trying to calm the situation, gently stroked the prince's tiny crowns and they emitted soft, happy chirrs. This was the last straw. The queen's wings flared wide. She demanded to be flown to the human colony immediately. Alien ships darkened the sky as the queen's flagship descended. The human stood outside his home calmly as a massive alien shadow fell over him. The princes, far from being scared, climbed onto his shoulders, chirping excitedly as their mother approached. The queen froze mid-roar as her son squeaked happily at the human. Her guards bowed deeply as she stepped before the man for the first time. He knelt respectfully, offering the princes to her, but they only clung tighter to him, crawling back to his arms instead of their mothers. The queen's anger finally cracked. She saw how peacefully her heirs slept in his embrace. She reached out, touching the human gently with one claw, uncertain and shaken. A psychic link flared to life as she sensed nothing but genuine, protective affection from him. Alien scholars began whispering about rare imprinting behaviors. The princess demanded to be carried by the human, even in front of the entire royal guard. The queen ordered her soldiers to lower their spears when the princes hissed protectively. As the two sat in a wary silence, the princes napped between them. Biologists presented data showing the human's very heartbeat calmed the royal heirs. Unsure how to act, the queen sat stiffly beside the man. He offered her a blanket as she watched her sleeping children. For the first time, she lowered her head in reluctant gratitude. A royal chamber was prepared for the human in the palace. The princes refused their alien cradles but settled instantly in his lap. The queen struggled to hide her jealousy, especially when her heirs tugged her hand toward the humans as if trying to bond them. At a grand royal feast, the alien nobles stared as the princes fell asleep in the human's lap, and the queen herself gently tucked a blanket over him. She even stood guard while he slept with both princes on his chest. It became clear, the human had to stay. He was proclaimed the chosen guardian of the royal line, a royal guardian of the twin stars. The queen and the human began to find a strange rhythm. They'd sit together while the princes slept between them like a family. She roared at a noble who dared to insult the human. He wore ceremonial armor gifted by her own forge masters and carried the princess proudly on his shoulders during royal parades. She secretly watched him read stories to her heirs, her expression softening. In a rare moment of vulnerability, she rested a hand on his shoulder. One night, as alien musicians played softly, the queen watched with softened eyes as the human rocked the princes and kissed each one goodnight. The princes reached up to both the queen and the human, forming a perfect family tableau. And so they stood, the alien queen and the human, side by side, united as parents, as the twin princes slept peacefully on his chest once more. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.